Don't look in the light. Okay. Hey guys, it's Crystal. So, as someone who can personally identify with mental health stigma, I want to help you to help others by sharing 5 ways we can help end the stigma of mental health. The first thing we can do is watch what words we use. Words like psycho or crazy or nutty can be really hurtful. I used to use these words quite often when I'm talking about myself, but soon learned that I'm feeding into the stigma, and in the end, I'm putting myself down. Just because I have a mental illness doesn't make it okay for me to say these words, and it doesn't make it okay for you either. So what can you do to help? Firstly, refrain from using hurtful terms or phrases even when talking about ourselves. Secondly, politely correct someone when you hear them use these words. It might be difficult at first, but the more you do it, the more confident you will get and the easier it will be. The second thing we can do is to educate ourselves. You can learn the facts about mental illness and debunk myths. There are countless books at the library and many websites online that you can visit. You can also learn about early warning signs so you can help yourself or others in the future. So I'll post some links that have accurate information in the description below. Be kind. Small acts of kindness speaks volumes and in the end could save someone's life. You can help by standing up for those who are being bullied or criticized. You can help someone with a mental illness by passing along a smile, giving a handshake, a hug, visiting them, or calling them up on the phone just to chat and say hello. When I was 17, there was a moment where I had hit an all-time low. I was home alone, I was sadder than I've ever been, feeling more alone than I have ever been, and feeling like my life and me in it didn't matter. The prospect of suicide was extremely high. So high, in fact, that I was just about to take the first steps in ending my life. I suddenly heard the phone ring. I wasn't going to answer it because obviously I had other plans. But just the thought that somebody could be calling for me made me stop what I was doing and go answer the phone. On the other end of the phone were my friends. They had noticed me leaving school looking sadder than usual, and they knew something was wrong. So they reached out. They phoned me from school, and in turn, they saved my life. Sometimes it's best to just listen and ask. Don't trivialize someone's mental illness. Instead, you can say, "I'm sorry to hear that. It must be a difficult time." Or, "Is there anything I can do to help?" When I'm experiencing the lows of depression or even the highs of anxiety, having someone just listen to me helps in ways that are astronomical. It makes me feel like what I have to say matters and that I'm loved enough to be given the gift of someone else's time. Having others ask me about mental illness, let alone my mental illness, makes me feel understood, or at the very least, loved enough to know that the recipient wants to understand what it is that I go through on a daily basis. Last, but certainly not least, you can talk about it. Even if you don't live with mental illness, I bet you know someone who does. Mental illness should not be something to be ashamed about, and speaking up about it can help others. I had been suffering in silence for the past 5 years before I told my mom about my depression when I was 17. I suffered in silence because of the stigma. I was afraid that she would view me differently, that she would love me less, or that she would view me as crazy. Thankfully, none of that happened, and she found me the help that I needed. By speaking up and talking about it, it can pave a path for others to come out of hiding and also get the help that they need and rightfully deserve. Stigma's acronym is Spreading Truth is Gaining Mass Appeal. So don't hide. Don't be ashamed. Don't be judgmental. Just be kind, loving, and accepting. I bet that if everyone took a little bit more time to help those who are suffering, the suicide rate would go down. I think more people would stop suffering in silence because there wouldn't be so much fear of hate. There's nothing wrong with having a mental illness. And there is nothing wrong with speaking about it. And when I do, it doesn't make me brave, it makes me smart. This week is Mental Health Awareness Week. When you post something on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook about mental health, #GetLoud. I'll be posting information on Instagram about mental health in hopes to spread awareness and to help end the stigma. I will leave some links in the description below, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on Friday. Peace out.